Do you think that it's organic that they are calling J.D. Vance and Donald Trump weird?
I think Kamala Harris is going to pick anyone as weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
It demonstrates and shows us exactly what he believes in by selecting a J.D. Vance, who is quite, you know, as the campaign said, weird.
The agenda, the way they talk to people, the way they address people, it is bizarre. It's weird. It is weird.
These are weird people on the other side.
Donald Trump seems to be drifting away from his own nominee because he's had so many weird views.
Unfortunately, Vance's weird views are not even winning praise from within his own party. Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate and the Republican apparatus behind them will regroup.
It's not just that he said a lot of things that are weird. It's not just a weird style that he brings. It's that this leads to weird policies.
Look at all the Democrats sticking to their talking points. It's almost like the head of the party distributes memos at the company meeting. This is the terminology that we are going to be using. You refer to them as weird. Now, why do you think that they're using this term? I personally think because it's the majority of the Democrat voter base are women at this point. I believe that the parties are bifurcating along the lines of sex. What is a woman? Somebody that will vote unintelligently for the Democrat Party. A man will vote for the Republicans because he represents masculinity and strength. Fight, fight, fight. You know that little piece that the media is trying to sweep under the rug, trying to memory hole and cast into doubt whether or not Donald Trump was shot, and his inherent bravery and courage to stand up immediately after the bullet came a millimeter away from ending his life and yelling that fight. Now that is courage. That attracts males. That attracts actually decent hetero females who recognize that strength and want to be protected by it. Now, on the Democrat side, as J.D. Vance says, you've got the crazy cat ladies. So they are using the term weird in order to galvanize their support because these are conformists. Anything that they can label weird is outside of the circle of acceptance. We're so accepting, except if you have a slightly different view than us, in which case you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a misogynist. So anything weird keeps that out of the circle, and it galvanizes the base of women that want to fit in with the group. So you have the collectivism on one side, and if you are labeled weird, you don't have the recourse other than falling on your sword and apologizing to the entire female species to go get back within their good graces. So weird is applied to that almost like a toxic paste that if you go and you attempt to smell the possibility, oh no, I've already labeled that weird, that's toxic, and you come back within the group. So that is part of the reason that this term has a greater effect on women, because men, I'm okay with being weird. I'm okay with being different because I can make it on my own. I don't need a collective, and never really have had it, in order to succeed. Women, on the other hand, the crazy cat ladies, do. Now, let me ask you this. What is weirder? J.D. Vance stating that it is a positive thing for Americans to want to have children in order to have skin in the game in the direction that America is going, versus the crazy cat ladies that pet their pussies and then drink themselves into a stupor at night. Which one is more forward-looking? Which one will make the better decisions for the long term of the nation? That is what J.D. Vance is essentially saying. It's good to have children. It's good to have skin in the game. But they're labeling that as weird. I don't personally think that this is professional grade psyop. I know that there are people, hypnotists out there like Scott Adams, that said this is grade A. I completely disagree. I do not think that this is going to galvanize anybody to them except for the weirdos who think that it's perfectly appropriate for the leading presidential candidate to go to RuPaul's drag show and to bless this truly weird, out of the ordinary with a negative context. That's my definition. I think that might be close to the dictionary. What weird is. Those who advocate for the transition of children and the genital mutilation of their privates. It's absolutely abhorrent in my mind that you take confused kids. Now that to me is weird. You're weird when you're not comfortable with yourself. That's weird. That's off-putting. Somebody can be very different, be completely comfortable with themselves and confident. That's not really weird. That might be different. That might be abnormal, but it's not weird. Weird has that negative connotation to it. But the Democrats, yeah, these people that want to downplay Trump's bravery, that want to claim that it might have not happened, that run the narrative, that refuse to use the image, that are using all the media to try to astroturf Kamala Harris into office. This is a weird person. This is somebody that is absolutely uncomfortable within her own skin, which is what accounts for the laughter at absolutely inopportune times for her, the cackling, the weird jokes.
These opportunities are equally available to women as well as men. Because there's an interesting fact, in case you didn't know, hard hats are actually unisex. Everybody's laughing.
There's nothing weird about J.D. Vance, and the reason that they're using the word weird is because they have a female voter base that they are trying to amplify and keep within that circle of acceptance and dare them not to go out and try to associate that label to J.D. Vance. But it's not going to work for men because we don't really frickin' care. We see a decent person who's overcome major adversity and risen up through the ranks. Don't tell me that he's weird and that Kamala drag queen cackling Harris is not. Peace.